Friends, it appears America has a new captain at the helm.
No, not that one with the spray tan and the Twitter habit. This time it's the guy who wants to send us all to Mars.
Elon Musk, the man who once shot a car into space because, well, he could, is now calling the shots in Washington.
And it's all perfectly legal, or at least as legal as a billionaire tech bro can make it.
Musk's rise to power began with a whisper, a suggestion that the government could use a little efficiency.
Enter the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, as if the whole thing were a meme come to life.
This crack team of Silicon Valley whiz kids, handpicked by Musk himself, embedded themselves within various government agencies, promising to streamline operations and cut through red tape.
What they didn't mention was that the scissors they were using to cut that red tape were also conveniently shaped to sever the tendons of actual government officials.
With Trump cheering him on from the sidelines, Musk's DOGE began dismantling decades of bureaucratic infrastructure.
The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, gone.
The General Services Administration, GSA, swallowed whole by DOGE and repurposed for, well, no one's quite sure yet.
All we know is that Musk now controls a significant chunk of federal property, and he's not afraid to use it.
But Musk's ambitions didn't stop at real estate.
Oh no, friends, he had his sights set on something much bigger, the United States Treasury.
That's right. The very heart of the American financial system, responsible for managing trillions of dollars in taxpayer money, is now under the control of a man who once tweeted that he was going to buy Coca-Cola and put the cocaine back in.
And if that wasn't terrifying enough, consider this. The people Musk has entrusted with this immense responsibility are barely old enough to remember a time before smartphones.
We're talking about a team of fresh-faced engineers, most of whom are still figuring out how to do their own taxes, now holding the keys to the kingdom.
These so-called experts, with their questionable qualifications and even more questionable facial hair, are now responsible for overseeing the payment system that keeps the entire country afloat.
They have access to every citizen's bank account, social security number, and probably even their Netflix viewing history.
And they're doing it all with the blissful ignorance of youth, convinced that they can code their way out of any problem.
Meanwhile, back in Trump Tower, the former president was busy proving that even without Twitter, he could still find ways to wreak havoc.
Remember that market crash a few weeks ago? The one that wiped out trillions of dollars in retirement savings and sent the price of avocado toast soaring?
Turns out that was all Trump's doing.
You see, he decided to make good on his promise to renegotiate trade deals with Mexico and Canada, even though they'd already agreed to a perfectly reasonable deal back in 2024.
After weeks of bluster and threats, he finally got his way, only to accept the exact same terms he'd rejected earlier.
The market, understandably confused and terrified, promptly threw itself off a cliff.
But hey, at least he didn't start any wars, right?
Oh wait, scratch that. Apparently, emboldened by his market manipulation skills, Trump has now set his sights on a new target, Gaza.
That's right. The tiny, densely populated strip of land that has been at the center of conflict for decades is now in Trump's crosshairs.
His plan, as far as anyone can tell, is to send in the troops, seize control of the region, and, well, that's where things get a little fuzzy.
No one seems to know what he plans to do once he's actually in charge, but that's never stopped him before.
The international community, predictably, is not amused.
Back in the States, the American people are starting to realize that their government has been hijacked by a bunch of tech bros and a reality TV star.
Federal workers, locked out of their own systems, are left wondering if they still have jobs.
Protests are erupting in the streets as citizens demand answers and accountability.
The future of American democracy hangs in the balance, caught between the reckless ambition of a former president and the unchecked power of a tech mogul.
Will the American people stand by and watch as their country is dismantled piece by piece?
Or will they rise up and demand a return to sanity?
Only time will tell, friends. Only time will tell.